Check it out now. Am I audible now? I guess I should be audible now. Welcome, welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. I must be audible. Yeah, yeah. Okay, great. Thank you for reminding that. Yeah, I was off the speaker. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Join in. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Here we go. Let's get started. So as usual, so in this classic series, we are trying to explore the classical ways of opening the set, different logics. So far we've been looking at the sets from the CAT, and today also we'll continue doing that. Some of the classical sets. Yeah. I'm doing good. Doing good. Gulab Shah, you were asking how am I doing? I'm doing good. I hope that all of you are also doing good on the other side. And let's have a great time of learning as we do this together. Okay, so quick credentials if you want to quickly understand that my background. So I've been training since 2007. That's about 14 years now, and in various capacities with different test prep industries, especially. And over a period of time, yes, I developed how to train students in QA DILR. Not only students, I train the trainers as well. That's been a little bit about my profile. And if you'd like to get in touch with me, and this could be the ID through which you can interact with me on the Telegram. That's a little bit about me out here. So, and before I start the sets, let me do some quick announcements. You all understand that Unacademy offers two kinds of subscription. One is the plus subscription, the other one is the iconic subscription. Yes, the plus subscription, you get the structured courses. It could be algebra, arithmetic, or it can be RC, whatever it is, you get them in the much structured courses, and you will have the weekly tests, which are also kind of structured to help you out. Iconic is to do with the more personalized attention. It could be in the terms of planners, it can be the form of test analysis, or it could be in the term of guidance. So whichever way it is more in the personal side. Unacademy offers three kind of plus subscriptions. So 6 months, 12 months. If you take 12 months plus 3 more months, and 18 months and 24 months, based on whether you are preparing for CAT 21 or CAT 22. Based on this, you can choose the subscription. Whenever you are trying to proceed to pay or something subscribing, think of subscription. You can use the code Belvi100. You can avail 10% off on any of the subscription fees that you could kind of see. You may see that hey, there is already a 45% discount, 54% discount in addition to whatever the prices that you are seeing. So you kind of get 10% off on that. And iconic subscription, also, there are 6 months iconic, 12 months, and 24-month iconic subscriptions. And here also you can use the Belvi 100. So whenever you are taking the subscription, yes, as I told you, it's going to be one-to-one live doubt solving. What are the features? Because when I said one-to-one, some of the interesting features I could find here: one-to-one live doubt solving, one-to-one concept discussion, in sense like you want to discuss a particular concept which you are not clear about, or a couple of those concepts, you can discuss that one-to-one. And you have one-to-one live mentorship for by top B school graduates, and you can book your slot, convenient slot with the mentor as well. All of this not at the time of the mentor. Probably you and mentor can coordinate and figure out the right time. So these are some of the interesting things when it comes to one-to-one out there. I found them to be much interesting. Of course, now this is the time, guys. From September onwards, this is the time. Come September, October, November, December, whatever is these particular months, those who are writing ZAT, etc., December, Jan as well. So taking the test is very, very important. If you don't take the test, only learning might not make sense. If you are looking at joining a B school coming year, that is CAT 21, or any of the exams that you write in 21 or the targets, next 3 months you should go heavy with your CAT mocks or any kind of mocks. And with the plus and iconic subscription, you get these mocks free. Plus and iconic subscription, you also get these mocks free, two full-length mocks for CAT every week, which is right, because in one of my videos in the last week, I told you how to plan these two mocks, and then 3 sectional tests, 1 per week, and then 2 full-length mocks per month for other management entrance exams like NMAT, etc. if you're writing. Today at 5:30, I will also be doing a lecture on how to plan other management entrance exam preparation if you are preparing primarily for CAT. CAT being the main focus, how do we prep for the others as well? That we will do at about 5:30 in the evening today. Okay, that brings to the closure of the announcements. Now let's go into the serious learning mode. So before we get on to the serious learning on this, let me quickly remind you, next 3-4 minutes are very important for you. The next 4 minutes are very, very important, because this is where I want you to use your raw talent and figure out what this particular set means to us, how somebody would have unlocked it, because somebody has seen this kind of set for the first time in CAT, or it may be, so it could be you who may be seeing it for the first time now. So then what is your thought process in those 4 minutes matters. right? So there is a raw talent and there is a learned talent. Both are important. We have to bring forth that raw talent as well, and then we learn to refine that particular raw talent. So both building both sides of the brain is kind of important out there. Keeping that in mind, when you are reading, read from three perspectives. So read to understand. Of course, you got to understand. Not only understand, you also should remember certain things there or note down certain things there. Whatever it is, you want to take the running notes, whatever we call them, you got to remember certain things, right? And the third thing that you also do is learn to read questions, because that sets the author's expectation. A lot of us are very, very poor. We don't take a look at the questions, especially because the interface looks something like this. All right, here comes the whole data and here comes the questions. The questions come one at a time, therefore we think that it is not worth. So that's not the idea. Always you got to take a look at next button, press them, take a look at the question. Here you don't have to do it, because without really understanding the author's expectation, sometimes to all once we do all this, that is when you come into the organizing. So how you want to organize this data from your mind and onto the paper. First it gets organized in the mind. It is never on the paper first, right? It's always in the mind first, and then the depiction of the mind is what comes on the paper. So that's what we kind of do. What kind of things are running in your organizing the mind? So before you while you are organizing, the first impediment, the first obstacle is, how do I start? Where do I start to organize this? Where do I start this task? Always the starting is the most difficult thing. So where do I start is the question mark. So figure it out. How do you start to organize this? That might consume about 4 minutes of time. So you may say that, sir, give me 15 minutes, we will crack it. Correct. All right, I may give 15 minutes, but if I give 15 minutes, I will not have time for discussion, right? That's what I'm afraid of. So therefore, about 4 minutes your time. So keep your book ready, keep your pen ready, don't keep reading. You might have to take some running notes as you read, or you may have to put your thoughts a little bit out there. So keeping the tools ready, sitting in the appropriate position will always help you to learn better and faster without whiling away your time. Fair enough. All good. Shall we get started? Shall we get started? Instructions are clear. The background to the set is clear. What I'm expecting from you in the next 4 minutes. Yeah. Carry on. Just give me the confirmation. Yes, instructions are clear. My expectations are clear. Even I do have some expectations from you. Yeah. Right. Okay. Before this, Srishti, you were asking that I had a question. Should we do every section each day or just one a day? Depends, Srishti. Depends on the time that you have, because you should not come out of the section every day. That is the point. See, you have to hit the depth. So, okay, let me address this question. Very important questions Srishti has asked here. So she's saying that, okay, should I do one section a day, or should I one section? Say, for example, should I do only quants a particular day, only the DILR on a particular day, or should I also be doing VRC on that particular day, right? That is the question here. So first thing is, you have to go to the depth. You should go into the depth of your thinking. So that is the most important thing. It is not about how many I should do. So that depends upon how much time you have, right? How much time you have on that particular given day, because sometimes all the days are not same. Some days you are busy, some days you will have luxury of time, but whenever you pick up something, you have to go deeper. You should not be at a superficial level. For example, you are doing something on you are doing something, let's say that, let's take a simple topic, allegation, that we were doing. You want to go into the depth of allegation, allow some time for yourself, because the transformation happens only when you hit the depth. Otherwise, there is no transformation in your skills. You will get a happy feeling, all nice, but then after a few days, you realize that nothing has changed, nothing much has happened there, right? So, therefore, getting into the depth. So, that is possible with two subjects a given day, then two topics on a given day. That is possible with all three topics on a given day, because you have such luxury of time, do all three of them. On one of the days, I'm really pressed out of time. There are so many assignments at the college, so many things to do. Only one section can be done like that, do it. But, word of caution, most weaker section should be touched every day. No matter what, your most weaker section should be touched every single day. That's important. For example, if someone says that, sir, RC is my most weakest link, then reading every day is important. Right? Reading, that most weaker section, you should not be away from it. That should be something which should start embracing and doing it every single day. That is important, right? You have to make some time for it. You have to make some minimum time. So 30 minutes to 60 minutes. However busy you are, you have to make time for your most weaker section. Stronger section is fine because you are stronger. You can always revisit once in a while. Once in a while means you can give a gap and revisit, it still works. But if it is a weaker section, you need to be in a constant touch because you need to build a strong relationship with it. Okay, I think this addresses Srishti's question. Not only Srishti's question, maybe if some of you had the similar kind of concern, I hope this addresses. This is a very scientific. What I said is pretty scientific. What I've seen in the last 14 years, how students mature over a period of time in their skills. Made sense? Made sense? Yeah. Okay, that is what it is. The keyword is the depth. You should not withdraw before hitting some depth. Don't withdraw before hitting the depth because there will be no transformation. Because if you are not hitting the depth, then you are doing only the high school syllabus. Think about it. All these are the high school topics. High school also we did the same thing. Now also you do the same thing. Now how will be competent enough to attack a paper like CAT? We will not be competent enough to attack a paper like CAT. That's the whole idea, right? So we should get competent enough. That comes by hitting the depth. Okay, so here we start with your 4 minutes. Rahul, I will come and answer your question later. Yeah, you can do it. You can do it provided you do it properly, right? It is not about two topics, three topics, Rahul. Doing circular arrangement, linear arrangement, all that is fine. It is about hitting the depth, as I said. Can I hit that depth in the right way with the given time is what matters. That study plan matters to crack it in the given time. Okay, yeah. Yes, yes, that's right, that's right, Gulab Shah. That's right. What you understood is right. Okay, fair enough. Here starts your time. I'm opening up the set. Let's get to the task, my friends. Okay, we discussed something here and there. It's good. All right, yeah. So I shared some insights for your question. So you ask those questions again at a later stage. Now let's go into the some work. Let's do some work, some good work. Let's do. So here we go. Let's get started. Keep your pens ready. Keep your books ready. Yeah, start working. 4 minutes is your time. Use it very seriously. Use this very seriously. This time has to be used pretty seriously. And read the questions as well as I said. Yeah, your time. Yep. All right. Fine. Very cryptic puzzle. All right. Let's discuss this together. No worries. All right. If I give a little more time, you will figure out the answers, etc., etc. So let's figure this out. Some people classify this particular set, beautiful set, very cryptic set, very cryptic set, very, very short. Hardly takes a minute to read, 1 minute to read kind of set. Beautiful one from the cat, right? And then a couple of questions, but all the questions starts with ifs and buts. See, that's what the cat is good at doing. And they always talk about maximum, minimum. So they're saying that tell me the minima, tell me the maxima, tell me the minima, whatever. All right, now tell me the minima or the maxima. All right, this is what they are good at. I told you in the last yesterday's lecture also. They generally don't give the static data. Static means what? Everything gets fixed and then you do something on that. They generally avoid static data because robots can also do the static data. I said that you guys wear the thinking hats once you enter the organization. That's a reading you are. That's the reason you are paid 30 lakhs per annum, etc. Right? If you are only trying to implement something, the implementation guys need not be paid 30 lakhs, right? So the thinking hats, which means the strategists, those who already those who kind of modify the processes, those who works on the processes are the people who get this kind of money. Simply put, let's be very, very clear. That's the expectation. And B schools want to train you on that, right? So through the case studies are also about the same thing. So therefore, naturally, they have to test you on that. Do you have that quotient or not? Not something which is static. Now you may say that, sir, which means cat never gives the static. No, static would be there. The portion of static is only 20%. Everything gets arranged in something like 20-25%. The rest 75% has to test you on this. Alright, that has been the nature of the cat paper. If you just take a look look at the 20 last 4 years papers that are available. If you just take a look at that, you will get that sense. You will get that sense because IIMs are very clear what they're kind of looking at, right? Okay. Fair enough. All right. So having understood this, let's take a look at this. Some people classify this under the games. All right, under the games, tournaments, whatever the names that they give, because passing the ball is a game. All right, this is one of the game, playing a game, because they see the word game, pass the ball. So we also would have played this game, pass the ball. Quickly, even before we do that, how many of you played this pass the ball? When you go generally for a picnic or sometimes in the school, if you get a ball, you sit around or stand around and you kind of pass the ball. Generally stand and play musical chair or pass the ball. Have you played this? Anybody played this? Can I see the hands going up? In the sense, something in the chat, in the live chat. I played. I played. I think most of us would have played. I don't know if you don't play this, you might have played some other game, but it's very likely that we all would have played this as a kid, as a child, of course, of course. Yeah, sometimes as a grown up also you play with the kids. It's not that okay, once you grow up you don't play. Once you mingle with the kids, and this is what you play with them, right? So when you are with the 10-year-olds, etc., say 5 year, 10-year-olds, between that you are playing with that particular group. These are some of the games you play, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Only three of us played. Okay. Srishti played. Keval played. Uh, Poppy. Poppy is Poppy? What's your name? Is that the name? Should I call you that, or is there something else that I should call you by? Yeah, because sometimes you put with your nicknames or fancy names. Yeah. Prabhav, you also played. Yeah, correct, correct. We all would have played. So easy to understand as well, this game. So therefore, some people put this study under games and tournaments, or they call it as games. And some people, Arunima, all right, okay, nicely. Yeah, some people put this under maxima minima. Doesn't matter under which brand you call it. Yeah, but the whole idea is maxima minima itself. All right, in the sense there is always the words maximize something, minimize something. That has been the very nature of the cat. They always want to explore the boundary condition. Tell me the kind of the boundary condition there. Great. All right, guys. Slowly, most of you responded that we all played. Devendra also played. Yeah, Arunima played. Devendra played. Keval played. We all played. Coming to this now, let me organize this particular data. Let me take one of the questions and help me to organize this particular data. Let's organize this. Six children. They're playing this. So what happened is the ball was there somewhere. There somebody took from the basket. That also is counted as catching the ball. So it's given here. Make note. The first and the last holding of the ball also counts as the number of times the child held the ball, which means the ball was in child's hand. That is the whole thing there. So that ball can be in the child's hand even if the child picks the ball from the basket. Even then the ball will be in the child's hand. Fair enough. That is what he says. That now what is the data given to me? It's given that A, B, C, D, E, and F. These are the four kids. Now it's given that A held the ball 13 times. A held the ball 13 times. B held the ball 3 times, only 3 times. Okay, which means 3 times the ball was in B's hand. It's about how many times. It is not about how many times they threw the ball. How many times they held the ball in their hand. That is the point there. Okay, you may say that's a, what if somebody has dropped? That data is not there. It is holding what we know. Right? Okay, 4 times C has held the ball. Right, D held the ball 6 times because the word given is respectively. So respectively, therefore I recorded the data. A held the ball 13 times, B held the ball 3 times, C held the ball 4 times, D held the ball 6 times. Okay, but coming to E, what has been said about E? The number of times E held the ball is more than B. More than B means more than 3, minimum 4. More than B means minimum 4, 3 not included. Word is very clear. More than B, that's minimum 4. Less than D. Less than D means less than 6 becomes 5. Therefore, all it from the both by looking at these two numbers, more than B and less than D means EVA I don't have a fixed number. EVA might have held it 4 times or 5 times. That is what it is trying to tell us as of now. So I don't know. There is no clear number. A, I have a clear number. B, clear number. C, clear number. D, clear number. E, I don't have a clear number. I have two numbers. What about F? F is the joker. F is the joker. But joker in the sense nothing is known. He is trying to fill this entire gap basically, right? So therefore, all the problem is because of F only. Let's take a look at these questions. Look at these questions. If somebody understood this, F is the one who is creating all this trouble. Take a look at this. First question has a mention of that fellow. Second question has a mention of that fellow. Third question has a mention of that fellow. Fourth question has a mention of this fellow. Very simple. I'll let know, which means once you understand it, do some expectation management. Okay, all this problem is because of Fraser, right? Because Fraser data is not given. That is where the whole thing is coming into maximization, minimization. It's pretty evident and obvious and clear. See, that is expectation management. You should understand after reading, even before you read the questions, that hey, okay, this is all because of F. So look at the questions, all is because of F, something like that. Okay, great. So let's come back to the discussion. Let's do the first question. If Andrew started the game, then what could be the minimum number of times Fraser held the ball? Assume that it is something like this. Fraser got injured. This child was injured. Let's assume it's not a nice situation. Assume that the Fraser already before this they were playing some other game and this fellow got little minor hurt. Therefore, already he said that, already Fraser said that I don't want to play this game. I want to rest for some time. After that, I will play this game. Maybe that could be the comment Fraser made. But they said that look, yeah, we've decided. We've decided means A decided that I want to catch this 13 times. B want to catch this 3 times. C target given. C target is 4 times. D target is 6 times. E's target is 4 or 5 times. Sometimes if these fellows have to meet their target, F may have to cooperate. Without the cooperation of F, it may not be possible to complete this. Therefore, let's say that what is the minimum number of times F should cooperate? Cooperate in the sense, what is the minimum number of times he should hold this ball so that we will be able to finish this particular game. Fair enough. A's first throw is coming here. Listen to me. His first catch is coming here. Andrew started the game. Okay. Then what would be the minimum possible number of times Fraser held the game? Only one rule. Let me reiterate this rule and remember this rule. When I said ask you to remember something, you may wonder what to remember here. Should I remember these numbers? No, that these numbers can be recorded. This is what I wanted you to remember. The rule of the game. Rule of the game states that this is what. So when I mention that sometimes remember something, let me make it clear here onwards what to remember at least. This part, the child receiving the ball should not pass it immediately to the one from whom he or she gets it, which means assume that A passed the ball to B. Assume that A passed the ball to B. B cannot pass it back to A. Alright, if A has passed the ball to B, B cannot pass it back to A. That's a point there. Then what I should do? B can pass it to somebody else. C. Now, can C now pass it back to A? Yes. Then it has become second catch of A. Possible. Now that A has got it from C, can A pass it back to C? No. Can A be passing it back to D? Possible. A can give it to D and then D may say that I will give it back to A. Not possible. Alright, because you got it from D, you can't give it back to the same person. You write somebody else. Okay, D has passed it to E and then it came back to A. That is possible. I hope you are kind of getting this here. Alright, I hope you are getting this here. Okay, so this is the whole sequence there. Now listen, how to unlock this, or having understood this, how to unlock this, be it maxima or be it minima. One thing that you understand is, man, this is a very large number. Targets of B, 3, 4, 6, 5, something like this. Hey, everybody got some single digit number. Everybody got some single digit number around 5. Maybe something less than 5, something more than 5. But look at the targets of B. If you take a look at the target of B, 3 here, 4 here, 6 here, 5 here. But you look at the target of A, this man looks like the ringmaster. All right, now, so every time, probably 13 is a big number. So we should be worried about how do we meet the target of A before other finish their targets. That is the whole idea, because you should ensure that it gets into ball gets into the hands of A as much as possible. That's the most important thing. That is the unlocking part. How to think. That's what I said, that hey, after you look at this, how do you organize the data? While you are trying to organizing the data, did you notice something there? Had something has striken your mind? So this is the whole important thing. The most important thing is, hey, others are given small targets and A is given large target. Observation skills. At least I should have observed and my mind should have been responded to that stimulus. Oh, okay, this fellow has given the target, so let me focus on this fellow. That's what you should say yourself. Let me not take my eye off this particular fellow. Let me have some focus on this particular fellow. That should be the one. So in the sense, try and finish A's quota. That is the whole thing there. Now let me take a look at this. If I want to finish A's quota, because A is given an abnormal, all right, A is given a huge target. Let me try and finish A's target. While I'm trying to finish A target, let me see what happens there. Something like this. A held for the first time. Two people catch it in between. Again, A's second time. Two people catch in between. Then A's third time. Why two people catch in between? Something like this. C here, D here, and then can go back to A. And then here B here and C here, and then it can go back to A. Something like this. Two other people should catch it, because after A gives it to C, C cannot give it back to A again. C should give it to somebody else. C should give it to somebody else. That somebody else can pass it to A. Idea is what? Get it back to A's hand as soon as possible. Why I should get it back to A's hand as soon as possible? Because this fellow looks like given a huge target and others have given small targets. Before others complete their target, let me finish A's target. That should be the rational. That should be the objective here. Okay, fair enough. Let's continue this. Therefore, you will say that another two gaps. Then A will catch it fourth time, dot, dot, dot. All right, A will catch 12th time. Then another two gaps. A will catch 13th time. Listen to me. This is the first gap. This is gap number 1. In the first gap, two people would have caught that. All right, now this is this put together is the gap 1. This I'm calling it as the gap 2. Gap 2 means two catches. Two holdings are there. Two times the catching is done. Gap 3. All right, this is my gap 3. Gap 3 means what? All right, now two catchings are there. Now look at this. Between 1 and 2, all right, if the A's catching is 2, one gap will be there. If it is 3, two gaps will be there. Similarly, if A has held 13 times, because A has to finish his target of 13 times, then there will be 12 gaps. Then there will be 12 gaps. In each gap, there are two catches. Each gap, there are two people who catch. So which means together, all right, now before A finishes his 13 catches, others together have held how many catches? 12 gaps, and each gap has two catches, therefore 24 catches. Others have caught it, which means others have held it 24 times by the time A held it 13 times. All right, by the time A held it 13 times. Gulab Shah, you are saying that 26. No, there will be 12 gaps. There will be 12 gaps. All right, there will be 12 gaps, not 13 gaps. See here, if it is A1, there is a A2 and A3. If you go up to A3, there will be only two gaps. This is gap number 1. This is gap number 2. Number of gaps will be one less, isn't it? You have to observe that pattern. Gaps are one less. See, if I write A4, A has held for the 4th time, it will introduce the 3rd gap. Like that, when A has held it 13 times, it would introduce 12 gaps. Okay, 12 gaps, fair enough. 12 gaps means 24 catches. Now, out of these 24 catches, B's contribution 3. Here, I'm talking this B's contribution 3. Contribution of B is 3. Contribution of C is 4. Contribution of D is 6. Because there are 24 catches. Who contributed how much out of this? In which order? That's a different thing. So, how much they contributed out of this? B contributed 3, C contributed 4, D contributed 6. E contribution. Now, you will say that, should I take 4 or 5? Hey, you want minimum of F, right? If you want minimum of F, why don't you take the best from E? Because F says that I don't want to play this game here, leave me alone. Fair enough. So therefore you take the best from E, take 5 from E. Now the remaining belongs to F because it has to be 24. So I take this 3 plus 4, 7, 7 plus 6, 13, 13 plus 6, 18. Now you are saying that all these fellows have contributed 18 catches out of 24 catches. Therefore F don't have a choice. F says that I will come back and contribute the remaining 6 catches, which becomes the answer. I hope it is kind of clear to all of you. Yes or no? Is this clear? Is this clear? The first noticing thing is there was an exciting number, big number, which you should have noticed. If you didn't observe this, then I will say that there are certain poor observation skills, or, okay, I don't say poor, you didn't understand from that perspective. You never got exposed to that perspective, boundary conditions, or anything that looks abnormal. Have an eye on that. It helps or not, I have no idea. But having an eye on it is important. Something fishy is happening around you. Or you are traveling in a bus, or you are traveling in something fishy is happening. Have an eye on that. Have an eye on that. How much it is detrimental, how much good, how much bad doesn't matter, but have an eye on it. That's important there. Okay, Keval, you have a doubt. Okay, what is the doubt? Should we check if in the gaps there is no consecutive players? Doesn't matter, yeah, this permutation can happen in thousands of ways. Thousands of ways, Keval, thousands of ways. Thousands of ways. C writing here is different from C writing here. Let writing C here like this. Oh, if you do it, this will happen in thousands of ways. You should know a little bit about counting, right? So that's why we say that all that knowledge is required. You don't have to do such things. If you have to arrange these things now, your answer will exceed thousands. Fair enough, Keval, is this clear? Is this clear? I will give a simple example. Four people went to a restaurant, ordered four things. Somebody ordered samosa. Somebody ordered kachori. Somebody ordered puri. All right. Somebody ordered, say, somebody ordered, give me another thing. All right. Now, so dosa. Somebody ordered dosa. Now, waiter comes with the four trays. Somebody ordered samosa. Somebody ordered kachori. Somebody ordered puri. Somebody ordered dosa. Right? Okay. So the waiter comes with this. He can distribute these four things to four people in four factorial ways. There is a first man sitting here, first person, second person, third person, fourth person. All right, now technically, if he doesn't inquire who should get what, first person, any of the four dish can be served, remaining three dish, remaining two dish, remaining one. All right, 4 factorial, 24 ways. Just four dish, four people can be served in 24 ways, right? So out of which only one is correct. You will give the waiter deserves the tip provided he does it correctly. How does it does it correctly? By being humble. He will come first, he will ask that, sir, what is your order? He will serve it there. He will go to the second person, what is your order? He will serve it there. Third person also, he will inquire, sir, may I know your order? He will serve it there. Then last person, he might not anything, he will serve it there. Now if he is humble enough to ask this, he will do it correctly. Just because he was humble enough and he did it correctly, he deserves a tip. You will gratitude, you will feel happy about it. So therefore you will give that, because you know that in your mind he can serve it in 24 ways, but he did it right. Because of that, he deserves some tips. I mean, that is one reason he deserves the tips in my mind. Okay, nevertheless. So the four dish can be done in 24 ways. Hey, these many things, when you are trying to put it there, answer is going to be thousands of ways. Let us not make another permutation combination question out of this. It's very similar. It is much higher than thousands of ways. Keval, clear, man? Clear? We have to draw confidence from our quant knowledge. We have to draw confidence from quant knowledge. It's important. They all go together. Quantitative aptitude. You have to draw knowledge from there. Okay, did it help? Did it help what I tried to say? Did it help? You don't have to do such thing. That's my point. Because you should know something about counting and you have to draw confidence from that. You have to draw confidence from that. Yeah, this waiter thing was just an example. All right, to build confidence in you. That's it. Okay, did this help others also? What I tried to say, Keval's question was good, very opt. Did it help somebody else also? What I tried to tell, or did it help only Keval? Did it help others as well? Yeah, good. All right. At least it helps Risti, if not anybody. Okay, good. Fair enough. I hope you got the idea. If you have got this idea, let's do the second one. Let's go to the second one. Okay, you might have got that idea by now. All right, you should have got a clear idea by now. Okay, I will do the second one. Probably third one, I will leave it to you. By that, all right, you will gain some confidence. Get ready. The third one you should do. So get confidence from here. All right, so let's say, let me write them. A13, I'm writing the targets here once again. B3, I'm just recording these numbers. C4, D6, E, either 4 or 5. We already explained that. Already explained that. Either 4 or 5. Then F, don't know. All right, F, don't know. That's a joker. Okay, let's come to the question. If Andrew started the game, okay, as usual, then what could be the maximum number of times Fraser held the ball? Right, this is the opposite. Fraser said that, hey, now I'm all fit. I want to hold this ball maximum number of times before you guys finish your targets. Because how many times Fraser holds the ball depends on others' targets also. Others have a target, because A should be holding the ball exactly 13 times, B 3 times, C 4 times, 6 times, at the most 5 times. Say why I will take 5 here? For a simple reason that f should have the maximum. So f's maximum depends on others maximum also, right? So because others also will contribute towards f's maximum, therefore I say that I will take the best number to start with. But then who is closer to the ball? Assume that the ball is in the box. Who is closer to the ball? Andrew. That's given. Andrew started the game. Fair enough. Andrew started the game. Andrew started the game. But f maximum number of times, maximum for f, then Andrew should immediately pass it to f. Andrew should immediately pass it to F. You may say that why Andrew should immediately pass it to F? Because I want to calculate maximum for Fraser. So therefore immediately it should go to F before we kill all these instances. You may say that, sir, how many instances are there? 13, 16, 20, 26 plus 5, 31. 31 times the others can catch. Just add up all these numbers, right? Add up all these numbers, 13, 16, 20, 26 plus 5, 31. 31 times. Before others finish catching this 31 times, F should get maximum number of catches, which means what? A has already picked up the ball. Once A picks up the ball, immediately transfer it to F. Immediately transfer it to F. After that, what? Two more people catch the ball and it comes back to F. Two more people catch the ball, it comes back to F. Two more people catch the ball, comes back to F. That is the whole idea there. Why? Because it should come into the hand of F as soon as possible. You may say that, no, sir, C and then immediately we'll give it to F. No, you can't. All right, because that is the rule of the game. We said that if F gives to C, C cannot give it back to F. It should go to somebody else, say somebody called D. From there, it can come back to F. This is the earliest instance by which F can catch the ball. Okay, this is F1, this is F2, F3, F4, dot, dot, dot. All right, similarly, finally, it will be Fn. So I need to understand that what is this n therefore. Okay, this is one gap. Listen to me, this is one gap. One gap means two catches. There will be second gap. There would be second gap. Second gap means another two catches. Two people would have held the ball. There is a third gap, which means, all right, now this is the gap number 3. This is the gap number 3, which means two catches. Now the point here is, okay, one catch has been already done by A. Out of 31, first time A takes the ball out of the basket. One is gone. If one is gone here, how many are left for my gaps? 30 are left for my gaps. In each gap, two people will catch the ball. In each gap, two people would catch the ball. Like this, 30 catches are available. 30 catches are available means 30 divided by 2 catches per gap, which will become, which would eventually become 15 gaps. 15 gaps. 15 gaps means the value of n becomes 6. 15 gaps means 16. Let me explain this. One gap. All right, F1. Between F1 and F2, this is one gap. Gap is 1. One gap means two catches. What if F goes up to 3? This will be introduced the second gap. Right? Yeah. What if F goes up to 4? That would introduce the third gap. Like this. If I say that, hey, dot, 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 between another F and the last Fn, I had the 15th gap. This is the gap number 15. Gap number 15 means this is the 16th catch. This is going to be the 16th catch, which is going to be your answer. Did you follow this? Is it making sense? Is this making sense? Did you follow this? Everyone? Did you follow this? Similar to the previous logic. This time you made F the ringmaster because most F should get as many times as possible. Yeah. Did you get this? Everybody get this? Okay. Keval is clear. Srishti is clear. Prashant is clear. Poppy, I forgot your name. What was this? Anamika, something like that. Yeah, you are also clear. Gulabsha, 16 gaps. 16 gaps are not 16. Yeah, 16 catches because there are 15 gaps. There will be 15 gaps, right? Because A has to catch it for the first time. A has to bring it. Who said? Author only said. Andrew started the game. Therefore, one is over. One time somebody already caught the ball. So how many are left? 30 more are left. 30 more means how many gaps? 15 gaps, because in one gap, two catches will be there. There will be two catches between each gap of F, between two consecutive catches of F. Yeah, Arunima. Yeah, okay. Okay, so therefore 15 gaps means 16 catches. I explained here. 15 gaps means 16 gaps because if one gap means two catches, two gaps means three catches. Like this 15th gap means 16th catch. Progressions, yeah. Sequence series, right? Yeah, your math understanding of sequence and series will help you not to draw this also. If somebody has done sequences, series, right, then it will be very easy to understand this. Right, that's how the math also plays a role here. Sequences, series, progressions will help you to close these kind of things pretty fast. You don't even have to write anything. You look at this, these many gaps means these many terms, right? 15 gaps means 16 terms. Simple. One gap means two terms. Therefore, n gaps means n gaps. N gaps means n plus 1 terms. Quickly it will come to your mind because your understanding of sequences and series is good. right? Sequence and series is good. Not very basic understanding. Don't stop at the basic understanding of the high school level, right? Yeah, high school level you have to take and put the adult reasoning into this. That becomes CAT, right? So they are not looking for the high school fellow to come and join IIM Ahmedabad or IIM Bangalore, right? Your brain has to mature beyond 5 more years. Of course, the syllabus is up to 10th. Most of the syllabus that we have done is up to 10th, no doubt. But then after 10th, you spent minimum 5 to 6 years in your graduation. All right, the 11th, 12th, and graduation, all that put together, we would have spent additional 5 to 6 years. They are looking what is the, by the time you become an adult, you are a teen. By the time you finish 6 more years, you become an adult, right? Yeah, adult. So now they are looking, the concepts come from the 10th, but reasoning is the adult reasoning, because as an adult you are going to do the job in the industry and earn about 25 to 30 lakhs. That they have to transform you to get that kind of package. To transform you to get that package, you have to come with that chassis. You have to demonstrate that I am ready for it. That is what the entrance test is all about. Yes, I am ready. Now I am here for with you for 700 rates. Transform me so that I'll become worth that 30, 25 lakhs, 30. That's a monetary value. I'm saying that there is an intellect behind it. If the company is saying that I can pay you 25, 30 lakhs or 35 lakhs, there is an intellect behind it. Transform my mind. That's what we are trying to say. It's not about the money. Money is just another number there. Fair enough. I hope all of you got this particular point here. If you got this point, if you got this point, next question you can do. Before you do this, let me quickly remind you, today again at 5:30 we will meet to understand, because some of you may also be writing NMAT or SNAP kind of test without compromising your preparation on CAT. How do you still crack exams like NMAT and SNAP? We will speak about it. How do you pack this test basically? Because a lot of people get confused. In my last few counselings, generally the last 14 years or so, a lot of talk happens around this. A lot of people lose kind of attention from the CAT. They'll say that, okay, because I focus so much on NMAT, I lost focus on CAT. That should not happen. Primarily, all the focus should not be lost in the first exam. So I will speak about this at 5:30 today. Then, as usual, 10 o'clock, we will meet and discuss few of the exciting concepts from time and work, the more must-know kind of concepts there. And again, tomorrow we'll meet at 10:30 in the morning. Generally, all right, I will not be there in the mornings. Yeah, but tomorrow in the 10:30 in the morning, we will speak about all right. If the quant is not such a great week, a great section for me, yet however I can score better. One strategic input I will give you there, and that's about this. To unlock them, you can use the Belvi 100 as the code or something like this. Yeah, okay. All right, there we go. Let's continue our discussion. Coming back to you, why don't you close the third and the fourth question? Close this, my friends. I will give you 3 minutes. I'll give you 3 minutes. Okay, take 2 minutes, close one at a time. Why don't you just close the third question? You know all the data and you have kept your pen and paper ready. Close this. Go ahead, close this. Okay. Guys, leave this question. Are you sitting with a pen and a book, or are you just watching the screen? Can I know? Can I know from you? Prashant, you've been following from the beginning. Sristi, Keval, Gulaf Shah, Arunima. Are you guys keeping a pen and a book, or are you just watching? Can you quickly confirm? Are you keeping a pen and a book and trying to solve, trying to write something, or are you just watching that? Okay, something will happen in my mind. Okay. Gulaf Shah has kept. Arunima, okay. Keval, okay. Keval, I'm not asking answer. I'm asking book and pen. Typing to solve. Why you are typing to solve? We are typing. It'll take unnecessarily more time, right? Okay. Sristi has kept it. Okay, Prashant. All right. All right. Why typing Keval? So any problem there? So why not book and a pen? That would make your life much more easier, isn't it? Why not simplify? Just a thought. If a book and pen is more complicated for you, I don't know. Okay, any which ways. Fair enough. Let's come back to this. Let me note down the data here because 2 minutes was a good time, I guess. Okay, let me note it down. Nevertheless, all right, let's do this. Let's do this. But I expect that next time onwards you pick them up, right? Yeah. A, B, C, D, E, and F. Let me note down the data. A is 13, 3, 4, 6, and this is 4 or 5, 4 or 5, and then we have F. Fair enough. This is the data. Coming to this, if only Brinda, Carol, Dhruv can pass the ball to Andrew, only to Andrew. These people can pass the ball only to them. Look at that. There are two onlys. Be very careful. Only these people can pass the ball and only to them, which means B cannot pass the ball to anybody other than D. Oh, sorry, B cannot pass the ball to anybody other than A. B saying that, hey, B, I will give it to C. C, you give it to A. Not possible. B cannot give it to C at all. That's a point here. B cannot give it to C at all. So that's a point because only these people can pass it to only two onlys here, two modifiers. In English, we call them as modifiers, right? Okay. So there are two onlys. There are two things which are acting as modifiers. Can B give it to C? No, B cannot give it to C. B can give it to A. C can also pass it only to A. D can only pass it only to A. All right, no, they can pass it only to A. Also, A cannot get it from somebody. If you say that A got the ball, but A got it from F, no, A cannot get it from F. That is what the second modifier trying to do. A cannot get it from F. A can get it only from these fellows, and these three fellows can pass it only to A. Two modifiers in this question. Fair enough. Okay, therefore, now let's coming to this, which means I need to kill this. I need to kill this 13. Luckily, he worded the question in such a way that 13 times they are throwing it. So look how nicely he has managed the numbers, right? That's a beauty of the cat as well. They manage it so well. So before asking the question, they have to manage the numbers also. It takes longer time. Nevertheless, anyway, that's their problem. They will do that anyway. They will do it for us. Okay, 13 times they are throwing. 13 times they are catching. Simple. 13 times they are throwing. 13 times they are catching. Okay, now Eva held how many times? 5 times. Here, Eva held how many times? 5. This number is frozen. 5 has been taken for this question. 5 has been taken. Fair enough. Now look at this. Okay, let it happen like this. First B throws it to A. First one, A1. Because A has to catch how many times? 13 times. All these 13 times, somebody has to throw it to them. Let's say that B was close to the ball. B picked the ball and catch it to A. Then there will be two gaps. Okay, then there will be one gap. So now let us count A. All right, now first let me count from A's perspective. Listen here. Listen here. A2. All right, then A3. There would be A3. Two more gaps. And then comes A4. Like this, dot, dot, dot. A should catch 13 times. That is when my game gets over. A should catch 13 times. Every time before A takes the catch, somebody like A, B should come, or C should come, or D should come, or B should come. Somebody should come in between. Fair enough. Hey, what about this gap then? In this gap, either E should come or F should come. In this gap, either E should come or F should come. In this gap, either E should come or F should come. Now look at this. If A is catching 13 times, there will be 12 gaps. I already explained this. There would be 12 gaps. Last two questions I explained. If between A's one catch, second catch, third catch, fourth catch, and 13th catch, if there are 13 catches, there will be 12 gaps. 12 gaps means 24 catches. Out of 24 catches, 12 catches belongs to this is a catch. 24 holdings. Let me write it as holding. Out of these 24 holdings, 12 of the holdings belong to, all right, out 12 of the holdings belongs to, all right, B, C, or D. All right, B, C or D. Where are those B, C or D? Here, there is a C here, one holding. Out of these two gaps, one belongs to C. Out of these two gaps, one belongs to D. Out of these two gaps, one belongs to D, which means 12 of them belongs to, 12 holdings belongs to B, C, D. Therefore, what about the remaining 12 holdings? Remaining 12 holdings belongs to E or F. Remaining 12 holdings belongs to E or F, out of which, what is the number I should take for E? 5. Who said? Author only said. Eva held the ball 5 times. Take it. If Eva has taken 5 times, how many times F will take now? 7 times, which becomes my answer. Did you understand this? Beautiful question. Beautiful question. We already know the concept. You have to work around that particular concept. Understood? Can I assume that you all understood? That's right, Arunima. Yeah, that's right, Keval. You understood this, what I'm trying to say? This thinking is important for cat. This is the beauty. This is the beauty, right? Such thinking, such development of mind is important. You have to practice at the appropriate levels. Okay, I'm not saying that the simpler ones doesn't come. They do come. Okay, yeah. All right, yeah. Okay, okay, great. All right. So that's the answer to the third question. That's the answer to the third question. Fourth question. Fourth question. You answer this quickly. Finish the fourth question. Quickly tell me the fourth question. One last. Write on the data. Data is right in front of you. You close it and take the full credit. You close it and take the credit. Go ahead. Fourth question. Last one out here. Okay. Okay. See, the cache memory would have worked here, right? Cache memory. So computers, right? That is that background. Cache memory is there. All right. Now look at the what is the difference between the fourth question and the first question? It happens just to prove that the cache memory is important, right? Take a just quick look at the first question and the fourth question. Just take a quick look at the first and the fourth question. Andrew started the game. Then what could be the minimum possible number of times Fraser held the ball? Okay, 6 you said. Answer was 6 to that question. Fraser held the ball minimum. A very same question. Andrew started the game. Fraser held the ball last. This was a little bit of an extra. Fraser held the ball last. What could be the minimum number of times Fraser held the ball? Same question. Just that Fraser has to hold once at the last also. Therefore, 6 plus 1. 6 plus 1, which becomes 7. That's it, 6 plus 1. Because again, it has to go to the Fraser. In the first question, what did we do? We stopped with Andrew. So here you are saying that I will say Andrew, that Andrew give it to Fraser once again. Yeah. So the Andrew will give it to Fraser once again. Therefore, that will make it 7. Because before that, Fraser held already 6 times in between. Like this, we wrote, right? There was A1, there was A2, there was A3, there was A4. Like this, we wrote up to A13. By the time we went to A13, we had 5 gaps, 6 gaps, 12 gaps, gap 1, gap 2, gap 3, gap 12. There were 12 gaps. So in those 12 gaps, Fraser has already come 6 times. 6 times the Fraser had come. Fraser had come 6 times in between that. But now we are telling Andrew that hey, you have to give it to the Fraser. Fraser held the ball last. Okay, then Andrew will shift it back to Fraser. This will become the 7th time Fraser is going to catch. Did you understand this cache memory part? Which means sometimes the questions will get interlinked. Be mindful about it. If you use that cache memory, then it'll be easier to crack sometimes. Sometimes that's called as the bonus. Using the cache memory means sometimes the authors give us the bonus question. Sometimes they give us the bonus question, but in that anxiety, the exam anxiety, we might not look at that bonus question, but there is some concept of bonus. In one set, somewhere there will be a bonus component. It's up to us whether we want that bonus or not. No, 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 I will do all the hard work to earn that. That's up to you. No, I will take the bonus because I already did something. I will take that bonus. That's up to you. That's up to you. But did you get this cache memory part, the bonus part? Did you understand? Between 1 and 4, that is the concept. Bonus itself as a concept. You should know that there will be some bonus questions like this in the DILR. In the DILR, there will be a bonus component. In one set, one question will be there as a bonus component in general. That's a design of the paper. Now, will I take that bonus component or not is up to us. But did you understand the bonus component? I can explain this question from the scratch, fourth one. But I wanted you to connect this with question one. That is, there is a bonus component there. There is a bonus component there. Yeah, correct. Right. Right, that is true, cable. All right, so nothing appears. Second look. All right, so that's another thing. All right, another thing. Second reaction. Second reaction is always different from the first reaction. Okay, Keval is asking that it doesn't look as difficult as it looks. Okay, first reaction is very different from the second reaction and the third reaction. Therefore, the first stimulus of the mind matters. The second and third does not matter when it comes to exam. All this training is to tell that mind's first reaction, we will get it bang on right. The first reaction has to be right. That is very important. Why do we practice so much? All right, why do we practice so much? Idea is to get the first reaction right, because after the exam a lot of people come and talk, that is their second and third reaction doesn't really matter. After you come out of the hall, you look at the paper once again after some time and you say that, hey, this is the cat question, this is that's the second third reaction, doesn't matter to me. What matters is what was your first response of the mind. That is what matters. All right, yeah, the whole training is to get this first reaction time correct, because in the cat you don't have a second chance. Second chance comes only next year. Okay, yeah, that's the parting thought. That's a parting thought. Very good. The whole idea of learning is to get that reaction time, right? Here we go. If you like what we are discussing, put that like button. Each one of you can put that like button if you are liking it, what we are discussing, the kind of inputs, the kind of selections that we are doing. Yeah, you can like, and you can share it with your friends as well. They can also come join us, view it, and then we can do it in good numbers. All right, it will be much more encouraging. The discussions will be healthier. Right, yeah, so don't forget, already you can always like before you leave if you liked it. If you didn't like it, no force, no force. No, I didn't like it, don't do. Already, yeah, okay, here we go. So you can use the code Belvi 100 if you are getting at any of the things that you are looking at. Closure comments, yeah, today, all right, again 5:30 I will meet you. Some of you could be there at 5:30. I will see you there. If you are writing, if you are taking, if you have the idea of writing any of these other management entrance tests in between, it can be ZAT or any of it, just be there. We will speak about it for about 15-20 minutes. It might give you some insights there, and that's what we do. Yeah, so these are the new batches which I've launched, and meanwhile you can put your any suggestions that you wanted, you can put it there, some suggestions or something that you want to convey it out there, you can always put it there. I will come back and answer once I finish my announcements. There are three new batches, two batches which are launched. One launched yesterday, the other two are going to be launched launched tomorrow. So here they are. Some of the fantastic educators are taking these particular courses. Some of them for CAT 22 and one of which for CAT 21 as well. Just check already if it suits your requirements. Go ahead, and while you are trying to do that, you can always use the code Belvi 100, and you can, to unlock any of this, you can use this. And yeah, there is a combat which is coming up, the CAT combat. There is a particular so quick announcement on that. So that's tomorrow. That's tomorrow. We have the CAT combat. Let me close with that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So Mega Cat Combat, which is going to be live tomorrow, that is August 29th at 12. This is a 1 hour test. If somebody has not taken it, I presume that, okay, you take this particular test, use Belvi 100, and tomorrow take this particular test, because generally toppers get, top 200 people will get some prizes for sure. But not only that, there will be 250 additional lucky draws. This does not happen every day. This is happening only tomorrow. That is on 29th at 12 in the afternoon. 250 participants by lucky draw, they will get some good prizes, smartwatches, smartphones, iPads, right, to the smart speakers, whatever you call them, gift vouchers. So try it out. It would be encouraging. Try it out. At least you may be lucky, or if not merit based. All right, there are 200 merit based scholarship that you get, the prizes that you get. In addition to 200, you also get 250 because you participated. So you can win some of these prizes. All right, yeah. Okay, that will bring to the close of my discussion. Okay. Okay, Keval is saying that Venn diagram. All right, Srishti, Venn diagram. Sure, we will do them. We will do them. We will see it. We'll plan it in the coming months. We'll do that. We'll do that. Sure. All right, so I will close it here. So I will see you at 5:30. Bye till then. Stay blessed. Keep working hard.